what I have is elements, and out of the elements, nitrogen elemental gas, it's written as symbol of N 714, and oxygen gas, oxygen symbol is 816. So the nitrogen has 5 valence electrons and oxygen has 6 valence electrons for the symbol. That's the important thing. Now nitrogen gets 3 electrons, making -3 nitride, and oxygen gets 2 electrons or 2 bonds, making oxide 2 negative. So the N3 minus is nitride and oxygen 2 minus is oxide. And also iron can be iron plus 2, Roman 2 on this case, iron 3 plus, Roman 3. Aluminum is just 3 plus, right? And the helium, neon do not react, so we don't have to worry about it. They are noble gases or inert gases, right? So we're going to use them for few naming. So these are, I took SO3CO, they all have non-metal, you see that? So they are all a non-metal. When you have non-metals, you need to have mono, di, tri, 4 is tetra, 5 is penta, and you can go on like that. You need to say how many units. So sulfur is 1 and oxygen is 3, so you're going to say sulfur trioxide. 1 carbon, 1 oxide, so carbon monoxide. Similarly, you can say nitrogen monoxide, right? Carbon 2 oxygen, carbon dioxide. Nitrogen monoxide. You see this carbon monoxide and nitrogen monoxide, right? Okay. So they all are non-metal. That's how you notice. Now let's do this one, little fancy one, right? P2O5 and SF6. In this case, diphosphorus for P2 and pentoxide for O5, right? And sulfur and hexafluoride, because 6 is hexa, right? Let's do some variable valence naming. So I'm going to start with FeCl2 and FeCl3. They are ionic compounds, metal in the front and then non-metal anion in the back. So you should say iron chloride in both cases, right? Now, how do we distinguish the two? So that's why we need the Roman numerals. So chlorine is -1, there's 2 of them, so it makes 2 negative full charge. Then the iron should have +2. Look at the other one. So 3 times -3 to neutralize, you should have 3 plus. Now it's easy. Put that Roman number, +2 is Roman 2, +3 is Roman 3. So that's how you say it. Iron 2 chloride, iron 3 chloride. So now we're going to look at few other things, okay? Now, all the metals could be very easy, their charges based on their column, but ammonium is unique. NH4, it's a polyvalent only cation, I mean for general chemistry, your classes, right? And there are other cations too, like that. Okay, now we're going to get few other polyvalence anions, CO3 2- carbonate and SO4 2- sulfate and NO3- nitrate, and we need PO4 3- phosphate. So these are, and also cyanide is another one. So these are the common polyatomic ions one should know. Okay, now let's use some of them. So if I write few names, let's say ammonium nitrate, that's the fertilizer. You have it for your flower pots and flower beds and whatnot, the sort of green bluish salt, that's ammonium nitrate. And then let's take calcium sulfate, right? So and then let's take another one, magnesium, let's say phosphate, right? That's a little complex one. So let's try to put the names by balancing the overall charge, right? For the ionic compounds, that's how you do it. For KCN or KCl, it's straightforward, K plus, Cl minus, right? For ammonium nitrate, ammonium plus, I would think like sodium plus, and nitrate minus, I would think like Cl minus. So that's how you get it. +1, -1 neutralizes, nothing else to do. Ammonium nitrate. Got it? Okay. Now, the next one, calcium is the second column. It should make 2+, second group. And the sulfate is 2-, right? Now, 2+ and 2- neutralizes, so that's good. So we're just going to copy it, calcium sulfate, right? When the polyatomic anion is by its only one time, you don't put brackets, no brackets. So calcium is SO4. That's it, calcium sulfate, right? Okay. Now, magnesium phosphate, magnesium is second column. It makes 2+, and the phosphate is PO4 3-. Copy that and drop the sign and crisscross and write the numbers. So magnesium phosphate 3- goes to magnesium, and magnesium 2+ goes to phosphate, right? So that 2+ goes to phosphate. Now you have more than one phosphate, so you're going to put a bracket, right? So the bracket the phosphate and put the 2 outside the bracket to say there's 2 phosphates within 3 of the magnesium 2+, right? If you calculate the numbers, it'll balance out, right? So it'll cancel out. Another one, so let's say ammonium cyanide, and yeah, I have cyanide, right? So +1 and -1, it just simply cancels out. So you write the name ammonium cyanide, right? And there are a few more videos like this one.